bit of music going on in the background. Hopefully it's not too distracting for you. I did a reading earlier today as well, so if you didn't catch that, do go check it out. I used the Lover's Oracle. Okay, so we're not going to do that one, but I thought maybe we could do the Romance Angels tonight. Okay, because this is a late in the evening reading. Oh boy, okay. I'm hearing it. You know, I almost went and got a conversation deck, but that is in storage right now. So I'm just, if you haven't noticed, you know, in this room I'm like reorganizing some things. So this is not exactly how I want it to look behind me when I'm filming, but that's just what it is right now. You guys just happen to get the view of the air conditioner, right? The my nice portable air conditioner, which it has and I just turned it off, but like it says it's 79 in here. Like it feels good. I have a fan going, you know, like it's and it's not overly noisy, right? When I'm on the live. So anyway, I'm gonna do both decks, the ethereal visions, and the Halloween deck after these romance angels. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave it kind of dark for a late night reading. Okay, I do have some lights in here that will allow me to at least read the cards, but I might have to move that around just a touch. Okay, so don't mind me. Heart to heart conversations. Honestly, discuss your feelings. Right? Who wants to do that? Ooh, feelings, right? So collective, as you hit the new moon, this may be something that you are um going to do maybe differently in this, you know, in whatever relationship cycle you're in currently. Okay. Um, or maybe, you know, being in your emotions was something that was too much. So you might be discussing with somebody saying, look, you know, maybe I wasn't in the best place at the time, blah, blah, blah. Don't hold that against me, right? Either way. Okay, forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Yes. When we practice gratitude during our, you know, living hours, right? We start to kind of, I won't say forget, but not dwell upon things that may have not gone right in the past. Do you know what I'm saying? So, hello there in the chat. Please do like the video if you're in the chat. Please do be kind to others. I do have a donation link in the main description of my channel, which some of you may be on those platforms. If not, please do like the video. Consider that to be your donation today, as somebody in the chat was asking about donations. Remember, you do not have to be a subscriber in order to like the video either, okay? So your support can be completely free. You can also just contribute good vibes, right? While you're sitting here watching or listening, however it is, you know, maybe as you're dozing off tonight, right? Or maybe as you're sleepily waking up, right, the next day, right? Uh, okay, codependency here. It says addictions are affecting your romantic life. Very interesting. Okay. So collective, this is asking then, What things are we holding on to potentially that are not good for us? That's creating this codependency. Okay. And it has deception here. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Yikes. Okay, so if somebody came here for confirmation about who somebody is, yeah, there's somebody that has definitely been hiding something from you. It says separation here. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Okay, so you might be working separately. You might be doing something. Maybe you're going to be visiting family. Maybe you have a work assignment. I think I kind of mentioned. Um, yeah, where you're going to have some time to reflect upon whether or not this is a good relationship or not, or if this is something where you're codependent. Okay, and maybe you've been overlooking some things that have been deceptive. Okay, that once you step away from the situation, you're like, okay. Yeah, so let's get into the tarot with this. All right. Yeah, the music in the background, the guy, it's showing the lyrics on the screen because I have the closed captioning on and or subtitles, however you want to say it. And he's singing. He's literally singing "Don't You Lie to Me." So, yeah, deception. Like maybe there's definitely somebody collective in your energy who has not been telling you the truth of the matter. Okay. So let's see what the tarot has to say about it. Well, I'm about an hour away from morning, technically, or maybe 30 minutes or so. So, and I would say this is still like late night, right? Not really morning yet. I don't feel like it's ever morning until you get some sleep, some shut eye. Okay. Fool card. Okay. Interesting. Did this person see you as a fool, think you were a fool? But it's always the fool who takes the risk, right? And then everyone's like, oh yeah, I should have invested in that back then, or I should have gone and moved to there and whatever. And you know what I mean? All those things people will talk about, but the fool will actually go do, right? But it's so easy to point and be like, oh yeah, right? So I feel like collective, you were maybe doing things that other people weren't doing, and that's why they were able to visualize you as a foolish person. Okay, and somebody who is making unnecessary risks. Okay, interesting. This wanted to come out in reverse. Ace of Wands. So yeah, this could have been affecting your love life. Okay. So again, I feel like the more that you let go of this past here, this kind of live and learn, I mean, there's still people that are like, there's those Reddit stories out there, people still hung up on somebody from 20 years ago, and it's like, okay, at a certain point we have to, you know what I mean? So, collective, don't let your past impede you from moving forward with your passions, be that romantic or otherwise, okay? Sometimes we become entangled with people that are very close to the types of ways that we express ourselves, right? Because we're involved in each other's communities, right? That becomes enmeshment at a certain point, and then that's where this codependency thing comes in, right? And it's like, oh well, if I break up with so and so, then what will so and so say? Because if we're not together and blah blah blah, I don't want them to think that so and so is bad, blah blah. Yeah, Emperor. It's like, collective, you have things to do and you don't have time for other people to worry about how they're going to be thinking, feeling about it, right? There could have been somebody also who was leaning too heavily on you. Again, this is Aries, and we just had the Ace of Wands, which is also fire sign, which is Aries. Okay. Um, so I feel like, collective, you may have developed a bit of a short fuse with whoever this is that has had this codependency, but you're still being asked to forgive and learn from the situation. Okay. So forgiving doesn't necessarily mean forgetting. It just means that you approach the situation in a different manner. Okay. But you are very easily seeing who is deceptive in front of you. Okay. Let's get a clarifying card for that in the tarot here, please. Oh, there's two that wanted to come out. Let's take the top one. Yeah, this Two of Swords I pulled in the previous reading. So yeah, I think somebody wanted you to be confused. Somebody wanted you feeling stuck. And I don't feel like you are at all, again, because at the heart, the meat of it, right? You're this emperor here getting things done. It's like you don't have time for games, right? Uh-huh. Again, wanting to come out in reverse, Page of Pentacles. Somebody could have seen you as an opportunity, collective, and you realized that, like, that they saw you as an opportunity and not like as somebody to, truly care about. You know what I mean? Yeah. Look who's on. The motivation behind this was not pure. The intention was not pure. Okay. I am full on getting that energy right now. So, yeah, night to that, right? Please, please. So yeah, collective, whoever you are, that you've gotten some opportunity to do activities away from whoever this is, you've been taking them, I feel like, and this has been the right move. Okay, because you're meant to go forth and multiply. Okay, you're not meant to be held in a corner, right? Nobody puts baby in a corner, right? All right. So I'm gonna get in the Spirit Halloween deck here now. Like, you're supposed to feel bad that somebody else didn't try as hard. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you think the St. Louis Cardinals are giving up any of their World Series rings to the teams that didn't play as well as they did? I don't think so. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you have to, when they say, keep your foot on the gas. All right, try and obey the traffic laws, right? But if there's no need to slow down and stop, and it's like, if your gas tank's still full, put press on. There ain't no harm pressing on the accelerator. You're doing your job. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, let's do a few clarifying cards here with this deck and see what we need to know. Otherwise, so you've been busy giving yourself the message of love, the message of appreciation, message of affection. I think that's why these romance angels came out first. So it's like very protect your heart, don't like, I think I mentioned this in a previous reading. A girlfriend of mine mentioned somebody get into a relationship, and she's like, oh yeah, that's the worst time to get into a relationship, when you're feeling lonely, right? Worst time to rush into something, right? So that could be a signal as well here, collective, with this Fool card. Especially if it's somebody who wants you to rush into something with them, and it's going to cause this tumultuous activity here, this Five of Cups. Yeah, with the mermaid card. It's like it looks good, but it's like, oh, she's out on the rocks and out there, and then when you get out there, it's hot, and then it's kind of like, ugh, and right, and then it's like you're not feeling like an emperor anymore. Right. And then you're like, I'm doing all this work, but where's the reward? Right. And yeah, so you might be having that out in the heart to heart conversation. You're feeling maybe less than positive about how the relationship is going, I guess, is the energy I'm feeling right now. Okay, Emperor card again. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So again, that's Aries and the fire here with the Ace of Wands. So this could very well be a masculine energy collective. You might be this masculine. Okay. And yeah, and so this, this gives the Egyptian Sphinx here. I mean, but that, in ancient Egypt, these, the people that got the statues made for them were the leaders, right? um but still asking you to forgive and learn. So, but what an emperor does very well is learn, right? And sometimes learn very quickly. That's why that Aries again could be like the first. Maybe you're an Aries and you're like, oh, it was always like maybe the first one to get your quiz done in school, or first one to turn in your homework, whatever it is, that type of thing. Um, you might feel like things have come easily to you, but it's because you've learned, okay? And listen to that learning, all right? Yeah, Knight of Wands. And this is the Knight of Wands card that I absolutely really don't like. And it's right here on this codependency. So I feel like collective, somebody wanted to take advantage of you in the way where they thought like you wouldn't turn them down or something, okay? um and maybe this has been a weakness for an emperor out there because of their business. Maybe they're very busy with their business, they don't have time to like date a lot, or whatever, okay? Things of that nature, okay? And somebody comes by and it's like all flashy and like kind of laying it out easy for them, you know what I mean? And then, oh, it's not so great, is it? Because they're trying to gain something, you know what I mean, in that moment. All right. And oh, Ace of Cups again. Remember, this was on the bottom of the deck as I was shuffling. All right. So, yeah, this is more about them than about you, right? So, yeah, they tried to deceive you, they tried to take you for granted, they thought you wouldn't notice. Right, all of these things. And part of the reason that you walked away, right, collective, is because you did notice. You're like, this is not what love is supposed to be. Okay. So you said, I'm doing something different, right? They always say the definition of insanity, repeating the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Okay. So, and maybe, somebody trying to keep you in the dark, yeah, what kind of result is that going to be, right? And so, choosing yourself collective. Yes, absolutely. Right. Okay. So this could be, yeah, tower. This could be confirmation for somebody that this person has been deceiving. And maybe it's one of these things where it's like you have something and they're just like not really supportive or encouraging, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I see how it is. Anyway, yeah, Queen of Cups, water signs, yeah. So I feel like collective, whoever this is, they could have taken your emotions and tried to manipulate them, especially if you do have strong water placements. They could have looked up your chart and done all that kind of stuff and been like, oh yeah, well, I'll try and play on their heartstrings, right? it's a scary world out there, okay? I was watching Dateline earlier, so you know how that goes. But I mean, there are people who, it's unfortunate, collective, because there are a lot of good-natured and good-hearted people out there, but there's also a lot of people who would, um, you know, I wouldn't want to be their enemy. I wouldn't want them to be walking up behind me without me knowing. Do you know what I'm saying? Some of these folks, because at the end of the day, you gotta watch your own back, right? Um, there's one of my former teachers. She was always so funny about not having her back like to the door. Like she always wanted to see who was coming in. Do you know what I mean? Or have the ability to see who is coming through the door. But not everybody has that ability though. You know what I mean? So we have to look out for each other, and that's where we're at in the collective, right? Um, anyway. So let this message be that confirmation again. This Queen of Cups energy. Don't stray away from your good-hearted nature. I feel like that's part of what you might be passionate about, collective. You might have an emperor or emperors in your energy that realize that as well. Okay. Um, so anyone who's tried to put you in some kind of rock and a hard place decision, you're just like not really down with that, right? Okay. So anyway, I think that concludes the message here for this evening. Until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye bye.